What is going on, people? I am here for, if you couldn't tell by the title, a little collection update slash showing off, I guess you want to call it. There's a few different, company collections that I do have in my overall collection, I guess you want to call it. Like I've shown off over this shoulder my Scream Factory collection. I've shown that off a few times. My A24 collection, which is right behind me over here. There's a few different, companies that I buy a whole bunch of movies from. This one, if you couldn't tell by the title, I'm showing off my Kino Lorber collection. I got a whole bunch of titles from them, and I bought a whole bunch more from, they had a Black Friday sale, so I bought a whole bunch in this box, which I'll show off. So I'll show off my original collection, and then the movies that I did pick up from that Black Friday sale. But before I get into that, for those of you who are wondering, this channel is not meant for kids. It's nothing crazy. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing more reviews, but a lot of the movies that I do review have to do with, I'm a horror movie fan, so I do a lot of horror movie reviews, and they got, guts, gore, nudity, and all that stuff. So a lot of that stuff is not meant for kids. So this channel, in essence, is not meant for kids. So just in case you were wondering, if you're watching this now, it's not meant for kids. Anyway, the other thing I want to talk about is, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, you can wait till the end, hit that like button, and of course hit that little bell button so you know when I do upload more videos, whether it's a review, whether it's a showing off the collection, unboxing, or anything like that. Just hit that bell button and you know when I do upload more stuff. So anyway, I'll show off what I had beforehand, and then I'll show off what I got in this box. So anyway, there's a few titles with a slipcover that I did get. The movie Deep Rising. Every time I watch this movie or think of this movie, I always got it confused with, I believe the movie's called The Virus or something like that. Almost, I don't want to say almost the same presence kind of deal, but this one, the people end up on a ship and in the middle of the ocean, and there's a creature. Virus is more of, sci-fi-ish, where the machines take over. This one, there's an actual creature that is attacking a whole bunch of people that end up on a a boat in the middle of the ocean. But Deep Rising, this one I had, I never watched it when I was younger, but I always remember seeing the character from this one. So I'm like, I have to get it just to check it out. It's a little bit different than I expected it to be. It's more like, it's like, I want to say like 80s cheese kind of deal. But the movie's called Rawhead Rex. Every time when I was younger, like I said, I never saw the movie, but I remember seeing either this cover or just the character himself, Rawhead Rex. Every time I saw him, I'm like, I've never seen the movie, but I always see this guy around. So I'm like, why not? Let me pick it up. Like I said, different than I expected it to be, but overall it was fun. This one, Trilogy of Terror. This one has, it's like a little anthology kind of deal, which they have this little voodoo type doll, I guess you want to call it, that's in every single one of these. He's the reoccurring character in it. A little bit different than most anthologies I see, but still fun overall. Some of these I've seen before, some of them I haven't, but to tell you the truth, I haven't opened pretty much any of these. They kind of fell to the wayside. Some of them I've seen, and then, like I said, some of them I haven't. Highway to Hell, still haven't checked this one out, but I heard nothing but good things about this one. The Inkwell, I remember watching this, or at least hearing about this movie when I was younger. Don't exactly remember what it's about, but it's from '94. Miracle Beach, this one, another one, never heard of. It was cheap enough. I'm like, why not? Let me just add it to the collection. I think it came to like $3 on Hamilton Book at one point. $3, not $3. Mr. Destiny, this one stars James Belushi and Michael Caine. Once Upon a Crime, should I say. Anything that John Candy's in, I try to get, just because he was one of my favorite actors growing up. Him and Chris Farley. I guess being a fat kid when I was younger, I kind of gravitated towards, the bigger comedians and stuff. So anything that John Candy's in, I try to own. You know, Uncle Buck and Cool Runnings and Nothing But Trouble and Home Alone, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, The Great Outdoors, stuff like that. Pretty much try to own everything that I've seen John Candy in. And this one I just decided to add to that. Like I said, still haven't seen it, but Once Upon a Crime. Oscar with Sylvester Stallone. This one he plays like a mob boss, and his daughter gets married. So you know, in the mob, people can go up to the mob boss and pretty much ask for one favor all the time. Anybody that's invited to the wedding. So you know, that's pretty much what this one's about. River's Edge. Don't know what it's about. Picked it up. Still haven't sat down to open it and watch it. Taking Care of Business. This one. Every time I've seen this or keep on looking at it, it always reminds me of like License to Drive with the Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. I don't know why the cover always kind of reminds me of that. But Taking Care of Business with James Belushi and Charles Grodin. And then 1,000 Acres with Michelle Pfeiffer and Jessica Lange. A lot of these, like I said, they were the right price. I remember watching some of them when I was younger. Just, you know, at that point, I still haven't sat down and watched any of them since. So this right here, I got 9 movies here, I believe. How much did I pay for all this? I got 9 movies for $79.41. So just under $10 a movie. Because usually they were listed at, what do you want to call it? Like, some of them are $19.95, $29.95. Yeah, most of them were $29.95, and a lot of them I got for $5.95, $8.99, or $5.99, $8.99. The most I spent was on a special edition, and that was $11.99. And then the other one was $10.99. But a lot of them were either $5.99. $9.99 or $8.99. So anyway, I guess I'll just you know, when I get to them, I'll let you know how much they were. But this is what I got from Black Friday, their Black Friday sale. No, I lied. I'm waiting on Vinegar Syndrome, which I brought their Black Friday sale, which is still in transit at some point. This is the end of the year sale. I think it's still going on. I think it goes to the 29th, if I'm wrong. But Kino Lorber has a whole bunch of titles that are on sale now, half off. So these are the ones that I went through, and I'm like, you know, let me add these to the collection. Most of them I own on DVD beforehand. I think, how many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. 5 out of the 9 I didn't. 4 of them I did own on DVD. Those were just upgrades. So anyway, this is the only one that comes with a slipcover. That's Cabin Boy. I remember renting this one a lot for some reason. Don't remember the exact premise. I think it's almost like where Chris Elliott plays a ship hand kind of deal, and I believe the ship gets taken over by like pirates or something. I don't remember the exact premise, but I remember liking this because I used to rent it a lot. Chris Elliott, if you don't know Chris Elliott, he's from Scary Movie 2, Grab My Strong Hand kind of deal. But Cabin Boy, I don't remember renting that all the time, but I don't remember for the life of me what the hell it's about. But I'm like, I remember renting it. Let me get it. And Cabin Boy was $8.99. This one I did own on DVD. It stars Shaq, and that is Kazam. Didn't know they put some of these movies out on Blu-ray. I'm like, let me just upgrade them. They're cheap enough. But Kazam is Shaq. He is a genie, and he comes out of a boombox, and he ends up becoming pretty much like a dick. He gets like a music deal. I remember him rapping in this, and gets a music deal and forgets about the kid that, you know, kind of got him out of the whole thing. But Kazam, I think people used to think there was a movie called Shazam with Sinbad or something. I never remembered that, but supposedly they said there's a Shazam 2 with Sinbad. This is one stars Marlon Wayans and Kadeem Hardison. Another one that that I used to watch all the time. I have it on DVD, and that's The Sixth Man. Marlon and Kadeem, they play brothers who play basketball. I believe it's on LSU, if I remember right. Did I say what it's on? I guess not. It's not LSU. But it's a college type basketball team, or like a 1-2 punch kind of deal. Kadeem plays the better brother. He's like the point guard. He scores all the points. Marlon's more the assist man, and the guy that does everything else pretty much. Well, one game Kadeem's character ends up dying, and Marlon's trying to cope with the whole thing. And at one point in time, it kind of turns into like an Angels in the Outfield kind of deal, where Kadeem's character comes back as a ghost and starts helping the team win, and helps Marlon kind of take over the team and stuff like that. Really fun movie if you haven't seen it. At certain points I get teary-eyed and stuff. But Sixth Man, this one I remember watching every once in a while. The movie is called It's Pat. I believe It's Pat, or Pat was a character from Saturday Night Live. It stars Julius Sweeney and David Foley. And pretty much the whole thing is, you don't know if Pat's a guy or a girl. And the whole thing is, I don't think you ever do find out. I don't remember watching the movie once. Don't remember a whole thing about it, but pretty much the whole thing is like, what is Pat kind of deal? Like, is it a guy? Is it a girl? Because there's innuendos shooting for both ways kind of deal. Don't remember exactly what the whole movie's about, but I remember knowing about Pat. This is another one that I had and I picked up, and it's My Boyfriend's Back. This is an old school comedy type deal where I guess she's the, most popular girl or whatever. She ends up getting dumped by her boyfriend, and the main character, has a big crush on her, and he puts this plan together to, win her over and, win her love, I guess you want to call it. So he plans this little robbery. His friend's supposed to dress up in a ski mask and try to rob the store that she's in, and then he's going to come and be the hero. Well, that doesn't go well, and he ends up dying, but he comes back to life as this zombie type deal. If you haven't seen it, a fun overall type movie. This one, I remember just hearing about it. I thought I'd pick it up, and that's Nightmare Beach. Don't know a whole bunch about it, but Nightmare Beach I picked up. Let me let you know exactly how much each one of them were. Six Man was $5.99. Like I said, Cabin Boy was $8.99. It's Pat was $5.99. Kazam was $5.99. My Boyfriend's Back, which is supposedly a special edition. It says special edition, but I don't see how this is a special edition whatsoever. I might have to email. Some of these don't have any special features. This one does, so maybe it is a special edition. I don't know, but it doesn't say anything about it. But this one's $9.99, and the Nightmare Beach is $10.99, and that one says special edition as well. So I don't know if these ones that have if the ones that have special features is a special edition or something like that. I don't know. But that one was Nightmare Beach was $10.99. This one I didn't even know it had a sequel, so I thought I'd just pick it up. And that's Trilogy of Terror 2. Didn't know there was that's the little guy that I was talking about in the like I said, that guy shows up in every single one of the little shorts. I'm guessing this is another one that it might be another anthology type deal. But it says Trilogy of Terror, the demonic Zuni fetish doll carved its way into movie history. Now the black magic headhunter returns to life in this anthology, so it is another anthology of fear. So it's another anthology with this little guy back in it. This one here, it's Porky's 2 and Porky's Revenge. I do own Porky's on DVD, but I don't own it on Blu-ray yet. But this is the, comedy from back, one with these from 83 and 85. I remember liking Porky's. Don't remember watching the other two, but Porky's 2 and Porky's Revenge. And the last one is probably the one I wanted the most out of the whole deal. And I believe It's a special edition too. This one's $9.99. The Trilogy of Terror was $11.99. That was the most. And then Porky's, the 2-pack was $9.49. So 2 movies for the price of one, kind of deal. This one I wanted the most. I didn't realize it came with, came on Blu-ray. So I'm like, once I saw it, I had to pick it up. And that is The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin. Probably one of my favorite Macaulay Culkin movies besides, Uncle Buck and, of course, Home Alone and stuff. But The Good Son stars Macaulay Culkin, and it also stars, what's his name? Is it Elijah Wood's in this? There was someone else that I remember. I don't remember who else was in it, who I was thinking of. But anyway, Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin. Elijah Wood and his sister. Elijah Wood, I think, is the only kid who goes to live with his aunt and uncle because something happened with his parents. And Macaulay Culkin plays his cousin. So pretty much what you find out is Macaulay Culkin in this movie is a little terror. And when I say terror, that doesn't even put it into words because some of the stuff that this kid does is just crazy, all over the top. He does stuff to his sister, tries to kill her a few times. And Elijah Wood's character is just kind of trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with this kid and trying to, stop him from doing what he's trying to do. Just all over the top. If you haven't seen this movie, I remember watching this and I'm like, wow, this movie is intense, especially, it's a different take on, Macaulay. Like I said, when I watched Macaulay Culkin, it was, fun Uncle Buck and Home Alone and, of course, My Girl and stuff like that. In this movie, he plays this terror. It's just crazy seeing how he changes and stuff. But The Good Son, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. So that's a whole bunch of movies. Like I said, I picked up 9 movies from this end of the year sale or end of the decade sale, I believe, or something along those. I forget exactly what the sale is. I'll leave the link to Kino Lorber so you can check it out. Like I said, I believe it ends the 29th. So you still have time to check out what is on sale. It's got like 10 or 11 pages worth of movies that are, either 50% off or more. So, like I said, I'll leave the link to that so you can check that out. And, if you want any of these movies reviewed a little bit more in depth, I guess you want to call it. Most of these movies are from my childhood, so I'm sure a lot of people have seen them before, so you probably don't need anything like a further in-depth review. But if you do want it, let me know. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, if you made it this far, hit that like button. And, of course, hit that little bell button so you know when I do upload more stuff. And like I said, I'm waiting on my Black Friday from Vinegar Syndrome. And, I guess that's about it. So I guess until next time, I'll see you guys.